Good evening. The jury found Eddie Marte guilty of first-degree murder and first-degree kidnapping in the torture murder case of Jose Gote.
In 2022, a government study showed close to 600,000 people were experiencing homelessness nationwide. That's up from the same study done in 2020. Looking at the issue here in Chemung County, the question remains, how did these people get here?
Now, yesterday, State Senator Elmira, Assemblyman Palmisano, and 66 other state leaders penned a 4-page letter to Governor Hochul opposing this cut in funding. Elmira College, there are some puddles. East Water Street, a few puddles as well. I would like to say this, though. When it comes to snowballs for the kids out there, it's not the weather to do it. This is a big ice ball. It would hurt very much.
As you can see behind me, this neighborhood in Painted Post was hit hard by last night's storm.
The 764-page application to expand the mine has sat dormant for around 16 years now and just became available to the public in January. Polls opened here and across the state at 6 o'clock this morning, and they'll close in just a couple of hours around 9 p.m.
The 2024 racing season at Tioga Downs is set to be off and running in less than 24 hours, and for many horsemen, it's a triumphant return to the races. It's a very special day here in Tioga, Pennsylvania, a very warm day, as Olivia mentioned. We're here at Williamson High School. We're here today to give you a few tips on how to make your next fishing trip a good one.
That's what's happening right now in a home in Avoca. It was so bad I had to wear a gas mask to go in there. We want to warn you, the video from inside the home isn't pretty.
Can't believe you did it to me, man. After all the stuff I let you get away with, I can't believe you left me with this.
Passing through Avoca, you probably wouldn't think anything out of the ordinary about this mobile home. But this home was overrun by 20 to 30 cats. Most of them ran and hid when I walked through the door. One room is entirely covered in cat feces. The smell, unbearable. The landlord gave me a gas mask to lessen the stench.
Firstly, I couldn't even walk in. The smell is appalling. There's feces all over the floor. There's no carpet, so the feces and urine has just absorbed into the particle board. And it's unfortunate that somebody would take advantage like that and destroy your property in such a malevolent way.
We tried to reach out to the former tenant, but received this message.
The person you are calling cannot accept calls at this time. We're sorry for any inconvenience this may cause.
It's clearly animal cruelty and neglect to leave that many cats to just fend for themselves or hope for that the landlord will take care of them until someone can take them off his hands.
So what is considered animal cruelty in New York State?
Aggravated animal cruelty would be when a person intentionally kills an animal. It kind of gets tricky with certain types of animals. Any animal does need shelter, food, and water, obviously.
We read through 46 pages of New York State animal cruelty laws that say as long as the landlord is notified animals are in the residence and the animals are being fed and given water, no charges can be pressed, though it depends case by case. In the laws, there is little to no mention of cats, mostly dogs, horses, and rabbits. These laws haven't been updated since January of 2013. And what can breathing in a home like this do to your health?
With cats, a lot of the times there is concern specifically with the cat feces. There is a particular organism that's found that people can get sick from called toxoplasmosis. And it is common where they tell pregnant women not to change the kitty litter box because of the concerns of this infection.
The landlord is working with a local SPCA to take in a few cats at a time.
Now, if you're faced with a possible animal neglect or cruelty situation, it's important for you to reach out to your local police, SPCA, or animal control. You also need to know that if the animals have food, water, and shelter, law enforcement may not be able to do anything.
Among the hardest hit places by last week's storm is Westfield, Pennsylvania. But despite all the damage and all the flooding, people here seem very hopeful.
We have to take what we have and be happy that this is all that we're dealing with right now.
The level of devastation here is overwhelming.
I've never in my life would have ever expected anything like this to happen in Westfield, Pennsylvania.
The borough streets covered in dirt and tree branches from the flooding.
As you can see behind me, you can see just how high the water went on the banks of the Cowanesque River.
I spent most of the day on Mason Street, which is continuing to recover from extensive damage.
My neighbors come out and decide what we're going to do. I said, we looked and it started coming up over the road and coming around back behind us. And it went over the road down here, so we were going to make a run for the stone quarry up on the mountain here, and time we got our vehicles around to go, it was too late. It was flashing across the road about 3 to 4 feet deep. It was up over hoods of cars already.
I got the kids and the dog in the car and tried to get out. Once I got out of the driveway, I realized that water was coming in from all sides.
I got outside to see the river, and it's high. And we saw a couple sheds go by and all this stuff.
Some houses were knocked right off their foundation, so the house is completely gone.
I came home to this devastation. I was shocked. I honestly was shocked, and then obviously the tears fell.
It's heartbreaking, but we're just here trying to do what we can.
For the people that live here, it's about neighbors helping neighbors.
It's been nice to see that at a time like this when the country, it seems pretty divided at times, and the community's divided at times over politics, and everybody's just forgotten about all that right now.
Local leaders are pushing for federal and state funding to help with cleanup efforts.
The goal is for all of us to pull together so that we can get the federal assistance that we know that this storm should equate to. So that's what we're trying to do is get those numbers around, and we believe that we're there.
2 donation stations are set up in Tioga County for those to donate and for those in need.
It's going to be a long haul, and right now we have resources available, so please utilize them. One here at the Borough Building here in Westfield and one at Kawanesque High School.
For more information on resources in Tioga County, Pennsylvania, visit our website. That's mytwintiers.com. In Westfield, Pennsylvania, Joe Mason, 18 News.